You are watching the Last Roundup Horror Show. I am Frank. With me, as always, Jason Miller.
Hey, guys.
We got John Wamsley. Randy Ray McGuff Wotan.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I thought you went away.
No.
He was just voguing.
And we have Dave Cecil Edmunds.
I am the mad god.
Wow. That's the Mad Dog. There it is.
Mad God. He's a mad God.
He's
It
the
works.
Mad Dog.
Mad guy.
It works. A mad dog. Yeah.
That's Walter on the hi-hat back there.
Well, dude, he's a good boy.
We're talking about some movies, and I want to start it off with Mad God. 2021 summary for this film. A corroded diving bell descends amidst a ruined city, and the assassin emerges from it to explore a labyrinth of bizarre landscapes inhabited by freakish denizens. Written and directed by Phil Tippett, who is a visual effects mastermind. If you look up his IMDb, like Jurassic Park, I'm not going to list off all his credits. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
RoboCop, I believe, is in there. Jason, what do you have?
Tagline: A journey beyond your wildest nightmares. Distributed and streaming on Shudder.
Okay. Now, I think this is going to be an interesting conversation. I think it's going to be split. So let's try a different way this time. Let's start with Dave and go backwards from what we normally do. How's that?
Okay.
All right. I don't know how you guys are familiar with Phil Tippett, right?
Mhm.
Little
I
bit.
knew of him.
I looked up his
like-
credentials.
He's also like I feel like he's found some resurgence lately with that meme that he worked on Jurassic Park. He worked with Stan Winston, the dinosaurs, and his credit was the dinosaur supervisor, which became like this whole thing where like, come on, Phil, you had one job, you know. And this man is he's a monster maker through and through. Like that's all he's done. That's like he is just like to the likes of Tom Savini, he just wants to make these monsters. And he created this movie specifically I think post I want to say like even post Empire. He worked a lot on Empire Strikes Back, specifically the Tauntaun.
Mhm.
Like that was all him.
He made that big robot and the big robot in RoboCop, right? Did he help design?
yeah.
No.
He
It was
did that-
RoboCop. It was RoboCop. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he made Ed 209. Yeah.
It's even
Right.
that is in this movie, isn't it? Like, isn't it like in the background?
For sure.
Somewhere, yeah. It's
Mhm.
either a scrap or a picture. Like he says he's in a scrap pile or something. I'm sorry. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, go,
Yeah, no.
Dave. I am sorry.
No. Go for it. I like this conversation. I like he's a special effects artist, but also a very old school special effects artist too. Because if you know the history of Jurassic Park, Spielberg was originally going to do all the dinosaur stop motion before CG really came in and of being, like before it became a thing. And he had stop motion Tyrannosaurus Rex, like he had everything there, pre-viz, ready to go. And Spielberg was like, hey, we're going a different direction. I want to say the Triceratops in that scene with Laura Dern was primarily him. But he felt like, you know, there was a transition of technology there where he almost felt antiquated. And I just feel like obviously he's an influence of Harryhausen, and you know, he's still, like, he obviously still has a place in creating movie monsters, and that's what I love about the guy. Because he's always been around for massive films, like every major, like ILM, any Stan Winston production, he was there. And I think this was Mad God in particular was his passion project. It was like his
30 years.
Yeah.
yeah, it was something he's been thinking about for a long time. And it took him a long time too, because I mean, stop motion, goddamn, like it takes so much. And it kind of brings me back. I'm not such a fan of The Office, but there's that one episode where Adam Scott loses his job and like tries to create a stop motion like diorama, and he's like, can a depressed person do this? And when they showed it, it was like 4 seconds long and then it stopped. I just thought that was fucking hilarious. And yeah, no, Phil Tippett makes it all the way. He's always been there. I really don't think he's gotten his like accolades as much as he possibly could, because he is such a creative being, you know, with this one. But in terms of Mad God, I mean, this was obviously a labor of love to him. It has a narrative, but it's a loose narrative, I feel. Like it doesn't have any lines of dialogue, but I mean, there's a lot of movies that you could contribute being, or like can revere as being a fantastic films, like not like silent films that they're working in like the, you know, in the 1930s or whatever, but this one really just seemed like gritty. It felt dark. It felt lived in. You could tell that he put, like, there were little Easter eggs. Like what'd you guys say before? What was the
robot from RoboCop
RoboCop.
was in the background.
Yeah. I think there was also one from like Stargate too that I think
there was a giant alien skull too. I thought was from one of the
Oh, fantastic!
Mm-hmm.
As he
there's
was going
so
down,
much stuff hidden.
Yeah. So it was clearly like calculated as much as he, you know, and God knows how long that was shot at that time. And really, I'm just so glad he finished it. It's a special movie that I think everyone should see. It's gritty. It's disgusting. There was that like Counting Point, the surgery scene where they were ripping things out of a person, but the blood was so dark, but they were also ripping like books out of him. They were ripping jewelry out of this person.
The assassin.
Yeah. And a lot of it felt like almost like a Terry Gilliam film too. Especially like Brazil, where you just have this like complete world that you're just escape to. It's really fantastic, and I'm glad he got to do it. But yeah, I'd love to hear your words as well.
Well,
would you rate it? Yeah,
out of 10.
Out of 10. I mean, I hate reading movies like this, but like, I mean, for him, like, this is a 10. Like, you know, he like, this is a passion project. You can tell he put love into this. You can tell he like had a very calculated vision. He just really, you know, with all his experience too, like he's done so much. And you can tell this was just like from a workshop that he had and got a bunch of friends. You know, it's also mixed media too, so he had actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like really appreciate someone that is willing to compose art for the sake of art rather than some sort of you know, capitalistic gain or anything like that. And you really got to give it to him.
Right on. Ray?
For sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna agree with Dave. I really liked this. I wasn't expecting what I got, I'll be honest with you, but it did remind me a lot. There was a very silent film feel to it because of the no dialogue really. And there's I think he utter the mad god himself utter something at one point. I could be wrong, but I thought he said something at one point. But the rest of the movie is just basically quiet, and there is a narrative. I know some people are going to say that there isn't, but I felt like there was. I saw this mad god is sending these creatures he creates down into this world to retrieve something that he needs. What that is up to your interpretation of it, I felt. So, but I loved, I thought it was darkly beautiful. It had this like Dave was saying, this disgusting vibe going. I mean, there were so many things in the background. There's a level where there's like this little guy's going down and there's like shit, like these guys are being electrocuted. Shit is coming out of them.
Mhm.
It's going into the mouth of this thing, which is going into tubes, which is feeding. Now, I don't want to turn people off. That's in the background. I mean, it wasn't like, but
Yeah.
Wait
it's,
till you see what was in the front
It's
of it.
in your face.
Yeah, what do you see in the
It's
front?
like it's in your face. though.
yeah, but there were some things I really wanted to point out too that I thought were just amazing. Like I said, the descending giant alien skull where he's descending, I thought that was
Mhm.
just visually amazing. I felt like this whole thing needs to be a video game. Like I really was like,
Oh,
I'd
that
like
would
to
be good.
play this.
That would be
You know,
It's like Earthworm Jim's nightmare.
Yeah,
I love
it's-
it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
The where's that here? I love the live action and stop motion blend, like you were talking about. I could have done without that crying baby, though. I'll tell you that fucking much. Like that went on for like I was like, I gotta fucking mute this. I don't know what's happening until. But once that crying baby part was over, I still enjoyed it. I think this is experience should be experienced by everybody. I think if you have Shudder, you should watch this and make your own interpretation of it and see if you like it. It's definitely not going to be for everybody. I'll tell you that right this second. I know people that I work with that watched it and were like, that was fucking terrible. And I'm like, no, I would argue with them. I think that there's a love for this kind of stuff that this guy has that I don't normally, like you're saying, Harryhausen, right? That you're right. That's that level. Like this guy loves this
Yeah.
stuff. You can tell it.
For sure.
And there was some things in it too that I thought were amazing, but it just seemed to go on a little too long for my taste. Like I thought that descent in the car was really cool looking, right? Into that
Oh,
like
yeah.
pyramid, just really neat. And I love the little guys. I love they're just looking at these maps that are falling apart for whatever. They're super cool stuff. But that some of it just seems to go on too long. It's like, let's make this 2 hours kind of thing. But
Mhm.
I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I think everybody should experience it. You should watch it at least one time, and
Watch
see
it
what
with your
you-
lover.
Watch it with your lover. If you're in a throuple, watch it with all three people. That's what I'm saying. You
Watch
Oh
it
know?
my
with
God.
your thrubbers.
Dude, throw in
Yeah.
your sister wives. Like everyone, just let's.
Just
Yeah.
go
Party
get
and
your
watch this.
stepmom or your
Or
stepsister.
your brother, husbands, whatever you're into. I'm just
Your
saying.
mom's best friend. Go for it.
Go get
I
your
don't care.
stepsister out of the dryer
I
because she's
thought
stuck. I know she is.
Stepmoms always get stuck in the dryer.
Hey, man, get her out of there, man.
But anyways, I liked it a lot, Dave. So I'm with you on it. So
Yeah.
John, what do you
And-
say?
Oh, go, Dave.
I also want to say that like a lot of mainstream films now have such polished CGI that seems so clean and just I don't know, bland, I guess is the way I call it. But like this film just felt lived in. It felt like, especially when he was going in that like very dystopian city where he was like trying to run up that motorcycle, and there were just so many little details of the entire thing, like not even just that part that like
I was thinking
like,
that
it
during
just-
that part, it would have been really cool if they would have put in Kate Bush's running up that hill. Really put something to it, because that's what everything is now, right?
Oh, master of puppets.
So anyways, where were we at? John,
yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw the trailer, I think I remember seeing like the first clip of this like years ago, because he released, I read that he released 3 clips at certain periods of time, like years ago, but that's all it was.
I believe it was
And he
a
kickstarted the
Kickstarter,
rest.
right? Yeah.
And he kickstarted the rest. So
Frank, you don't know. You,
oh yeah,
Frank, you don't know
I was
what's
muted.
All right.
Sorry. I was gonna say
Oh.
it confused the shit out of a lot of people, because there were people that were like, hey, I already saw this, like years ago or whatever.
Right.
I like that I was just over here doing
Yeah,
this.
you look like you were just.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were yelling at your kids or something.
Yeah, really agree.
Get
with
out of
what you
here.
were saying.
Hey, believe me, it wasn't
Getting
brand
it.
new for him.
Yeah. This was definitely a labor of love. This was his art. This is what he wanted to create. This was damn the torpedoes, I'm making like a tapestry of hell if I want, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do this. Thank you. The credits is huge. If you watch all the credits,
Oh, yeah.
all tons of Kickstarter names, you know what I mean? Like, so people wanted this for him, and that was awesome to see. I love a good animation. I especially love stop motion animation, and everything was blended pretty seamlessly together. So I watched it twice, and then I reviewed it on my second time because there's just no way. So much went down. It was like an orgy of madness for my eyes. Like, it was crazy. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it again. And I was like a fucking stenographer. I was typing my thoughts as shit was going down. So my review's like 5 pages long. So I had to like highlight something, I was like, okay, this was cool. So yeah, it was a really macabre masterpiece. I really liked, I said Earthworm Jim's nightmare before, but this is more like a Tool video's nightmare.
I was thinking Tool video
Like,
the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah. So the part that I liked a lot, I love the assassin story. The guy, all right, the human, he's credited as the last man, not God. So I had to look that up too, because I had that same thought. I thought he was God sending dudes down to blow something up. He was arming them.
Right.
Well,
it seemed like he needed something. That's why I was like, he was needing something from there. That's what I took.
I think there's a lot of different interpretations on what's going on.
I thought it was where they were supposed to place the bomb.
What I read
That's what I
online was nothing at all what I thought was going on at all. And I mean, I'm like, okay, well, clearly this is just everyone takes from it what they will, and the plot is fluid enough. There's nothing there really. You're filling a lot of stuff in. It's more of like
a living anthology.
It kind of guides you down a narrative, but you decide what happens. So
yeah.
Again, the man's not a writer.
No, which he would have benefited from, I believe.
This is like different exhibits. That's why this is like different art installations that they're going down through, it seems.
Certainly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's why I said it's like a living anthology. And what was I really liked one of the most beautiful shots. The Cratered Battlefield. I think he's in the Jeep. The assassin's in the Jeep. It might even be like the second assassin.
See, you keep calling them that, and I'm like, no, they're explorers.
No, they're credited as assassins. Like,
I don't care what they say.
They had briefcase bombs.
So
anyways,
they had to have weapons to do what they needed to do to get the
whatever that was. He's in that Cratered Battlefield. Oh, he just passed all them old style, but somehow futuristic tanks. You know, they
Oh,
were like
yeah.
steam. You know what I'm talking about? Those
Steampunk.
Yeah,
big,
they look like
big.
steampunk. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Mhm.
The atomic bombs going off, and it was like
In the
that. You know, that,
background. Yeah.
and that famous crossroad. That's like the crossroad you always see, like the blues players or whoever wanted to make a deal with the devil to learn how to play. That's
Right.
like that's every time it's depicted, it looks almost exactly like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really like that. It was just a real pretty shot. I like the remote control miniatures. You know, for that, it's simple. All it is just all right, remote, zzz, you know, but it's still effective. It's really cool. That you, Ray, you mentioned that that's that square spiral staircase
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
down. So cool. But Jesus, did it give me vertigo?
Right.
Holy shit. Like
Yeah.
it was, and just seeing it, it's like I know it was miniatures, but you know, you're supposed to imagine it's full size stuff. He's treading
Every time he's taking that corner, I'm like, no.
Oh my god, I know. It was nerve wracking.
That's the power of his art, man. That's what he does.
So
oh, God.
Long story short, the final story is the one that that really hit me was spoiler alert if you'll even understand out of context what the hell I'm even
Can't
going to say,
spoil this
listeners.
movie.
Yeah. So like the Mad God, after that final assassin explorer assassin,
aka Indiana Jones.
He's got the case to collect gems.
He's collecting what he needs.
It belongs in a museum.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so do you. So that assassin had that hairy baby that looked like the Ganon from that Zelda Skyward Sword, I think. You had to go back and fight that big fuzzy
Ganon.
mouth, pretty much. Is it like play the game, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So they crushed that thing into a goo that they then turn into an iron bar.
Yep.
And they smash that, blow it out into the ether. So they're like they're the mad god, or one of them's a mad god, because they keep making these things.
I'm a mad god.
Yeah. No, so it's like that whole thing came in where it's like everything kept repeating itself no matter how much they tried. And that was such a nod to 2001 Space Odyssey.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I feel
like
exactly the same
stuff.
way about that movie as I do about this one. That's great.
Oh, great.
I have Kubrick on my wall. So
yeah,
I mean,
I know.
that'll tell you something.
All right. Well, okay, cool. So like I like that it was cyclical, but it was just sad at the same time, because as soon as it got the humans, they were just, dicking each other over, killing each other, and all this just started again. Like I'm sure there's some meaning I with the bombs. I don't know. They weren't there. They were there to destroy stuff. But but the time, that's the only thing. Why else would they have a briefcase with a bomb in it? They ain't collecting shit except bodies.
Their
and it's
bodies,
a one-way trip.
As they're being dissected, they've got like treasures in their bodies. So I don't know. I thought they were
that was nuts.
If you think about this too much, you will go crazy.
Yeah.
If you try to like unravel this.
I mean, the real mad god is Phil Tippett. That's the real mad god. He created all this.
Yeah.
So I think it was maybe a little bit autobiographical and a labor of love. He's just like, I want to tell a fucked up story with fucked up monsters.
Also, I feel like it was a very esoteric movie anyway. I mean, they tried to have this preamble with the scrolls, which were pretty much unintelligible. I mean, it didn't even give you a reason. Like, it didn't give you time enough to kind of digest what that whole thing was. And the entire time they were just pulling out scrolls.
That was the Tower of Babel. That was the Tower.
Yeah,
of
no,
Babel.
it was the Tower of Babel, but even then, like there was scrolls around, and a lot of these maps just like they just look cool, you know. Like I really don't think the underlying narrative is really what matters in this movie. I think it's more of like an overall experience and something you should feel rather than follow.
Oh yeah, but you know, there's still some meaning in something. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely
Better fucking
It's
be
just-
30 years.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah, it was like 30 years of madness all in your face for
As somebody
Yeah.
who writes stories, I don't think I'd get away with that if I just threw a bunch of words on a page, though.
No,
you know?
no,
Like,
no,
True, true,
yeah.
right.
true.
Right.
But also, words
Imagine
of
writing
the-
this. Imagine the novelization of this movie.
Oh my god. Big titty butcher, big titty ass butcher comes out and chops something up. Like,
Yeah.
like okay.
Well, yeah,
What?
also, the titty monsters had tits where they shouldn't be.
It was so funny.
Like all these monsters had just like weird.
Nah,
like why?
yeah,
I
it
felt-
was a
I felt
big
bad for
hell.
the- I felt bad for the
personally.
hair people. They had a tough life.
Which were the hair people?
They were
The
like
shit
little
people?
tiny
The little drones?
they're like the little slaves, I guess. They were
Oh, I
cleaning the
called
little
them
city
shit
up.
Little
people.
Sprite guys.
Oh, they look like little hairballs to me. I don't
Yeah, they look like shit people. Because that's what they are. They're shit
Uh,
people. They're like
well, they're
shit
shit people.
drones.
yeah.
Yeah. You're my shit people.
Uh, John, did you give this a rating?
Yeah, it's a mad film. It's mad. It's madness. Everyone will view this differently. No, not everyone will like this movie. You gotta like special effects and weird shit. I gave it a 10. It was really good.
Wow. So what do we have here? We got 3 10s. Is that what
No,
we
I
got?
have an 8. I said 8.
Oh, okay.
I said it went on too long for me. It had a muddled storyline,
Yeah.
and the baby crying for 20 minutes
There we go.
literally drove me nuts. So, but
All
I
right.
liked everything else about it. So.
Got it.
Probably
Jason-
drove Phil nuts too.
Well,
Yeah.
I gotta get this damn thing
Seriously.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Phil Tippett he went to a mental hospital for a while because he couldn't finish the movie.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean that, Phil. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
maybe it made him crazy too, because the
Yeah.
baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
could have.
I don't know.
Jason.
He
we're on
didn't
to- Jason.
I had a totally different experience than everyone so far. I mean,
Uh-oh.
the fact that we've even
My guy.
spent this much time talking on this is the most boring show that we've done yet. Like if you notice in the beginning, I felt myself slide down in the couch. I look at and I was like, Jesus, you can barely see me. Like I got the same feeling listening to you guys talk about this movie as I did watch it. Like I was over after the first 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm
Like it-
sorry.
Listen, there's nothing personal. Just listen for a second though. Like here's my notes for this movie. Like I wrote down nothing.
Oh, I got
Like,
plenty of stuff.
no, listen, it's nothing's wrong with it. It's extremely cool to look at. And if
Yep.
just listening to you guys talk, really the only thing you kept saying was how cool everything looked. It does look cool. Like this is amazing. Like this dude's talent is, I haven't seen anything like this. I would absolutely love to see him like scale this back like
Team up with a
I don't know,
writer.
50%, and then yes, get some story, get a good, like, oh my God, how great that would be.
Mhm.
This is a showcase for him. This is look what I can do, and he nails it, and no one can do it better than him. It's his showcase. It's his display. And I think is it just like a collection of stuff that he's done over?
Yeah, I think he was working with
30
like
years?
artists. He was working with like art students and stuff
Mhm.
to make
Okay.
this. So yeah,
Okay, so he just had a bunch of badass stuff laying around, and he made something badass out of it. But it's cool to look at it the whole time. Well, the first 10 minutes, I'm thinking, yep, this is a Tool video, and even Tool videos, like, you know, after 5 minutes, it's like, all right, let's wrap this video up. Like it's cool to look at, but like I saw everything that I think I needed or wanted to see in the first 20 minutes. So, and what was this runtime? Because it seemed like it was
like 80.
An hour and 23.
Seemed like 2 hours to me. Like, I lost interest in it. So I'm assuming there is no, absolute meaning to this. Everybody seemed to like take different parts stuck out to people, and another part was stuck out to someone else. Like, it seems like you picked out highlights and now you try to piece something together. Yeah. Cool to look at. I absolutely recommend starting it. If you can finish it, cool. If you can enjoy 20 minutes of it and then you're done, who gives a shit? It's on Shudder, $5 a month. Who cares? Right. I don't even know how to rate this because, like I said, it wasn't a movie to me. It was just a cool thing to look at.
It's like a painting.
It's an art film.
It is. This is absolutely art. So I don't even know how to rate it as a movie. I guess I'm gonna rate it on like the first 20 minutes. I thought it was like a 6 or 7. It was cool. I was into it. It grabbed me right away. I was like just amazed by it, and then it just fell apart for
just
me.
Kept going.
Let's just say 6. I'll call it 6. It's a 6. It's respectful.
Just kept going.
Hey, you
All
can't
right,
look at the
Frank.
painting for too long, right?
Yeah. It's like, it's like a Joe Satriani video. Like it, you can put it in your VCR, right? But it's 60 minutes of Joe Satriani playing fucking guitar. It's great. He's great, but you only really want 5 minutes.
He's amazing.
But
He shirts up during it though. I'm down.
I did not enjoy any. Like I said, it was like a Tool music video without the tool. But
that's so reductionist though for shit like that.
It is. It is.
But when I had the experience I had with it, Dave, that's all it was. I mean, it was cool to look at. I would totally put this on in the background and play my own music.
We briefly talked about some mushrooms at some point tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
This movie, that's what this movie's made for right there.
Yeah. And I feel
psychedelics.
I feel the way that
tell me what it means.
When you guys when we reviewed Tetsuo, the Iron Man, or what was that? What it was called? And I liked it a lot, and you guys thought it was something you just put on it, in the background or whatever because it looked cool. Yeah, that's how I feel about this.
Never.
Kind of makes me sad a little bit.
I was really having a hard time staying awake through it. 9 minutes in, I was like, I think I officially hate this. Like, because I wasn't quite that. I was totally cool with it until it started robbing me of lifetime. I was like, I'm almost 40. It's killing me. But
you chose.
I don't care what hidden messages are in it. It's handcrafted, visual, beautiful art. But like it's
not a hidden message though. It's what you get out of it.
I don't want to do work. I want him to write a story, Dave, and give it to me. I don't.
It would be amazing.
Cool.
It would be amazing.
Great. It deserves an artisan of similar level craftsmanship to write it. He's not a writer. He didn't write anything. That's all I'm saying.
But a craftsman. Are you kidding me?
He's a craftsman of the
that's a compliment.
That's a compliment.
He's the best at doing that thing. But I don't want to, like you said, you can only stare at a painting for so long, and you're like, well, I'm done at this. I've done it. And after for working on it for 30 years, he should have had somebody writing it with him. He should have had a buddy that was right there going, we need to work this out and figure it out. But I do like the visual style. The appearance of the creatures are really cool. I think it insists upon itself a little bit. It wants me to fucking do this. Like Randy said, he couldn't just write a bunch of words on the page and say, figure them out.
I can't believe you said it. That's awesome. It insists upon itself.
I did not care for it.
I did not care. I like the
but
money
Jason
pit.
said this is a
That
showcase.
is my answer to that.
This is the perfect stop motion animation. It doesn't get better than that. But like I feel the same way I feel about 2001, or Beyond the Black Rainbow, it's cool to look at. It's cool to be able to reference it. So you're right. You should see it and make your own opinions about it. It's like a painting, check it out, whatever. But it's like a hollow Easter bunny to me. It's chocolate. It looks like it's a solid piece of chocolate. There's nothing there.
Literally, none of you got a message out of any of it.
Yeah,
none of you.
I mean, I did, but
nothing.
Like it's been done time and time again. The same sort of message. It's basically an allegory for any sort of religious, whatever, this and that, life and existence. And I've tripped out.
It couldn't hold my interest for me to figure it out. Like
I've watched.
You got to admit that.
That's an attention span issue.
I think Walmsley got it when he said that it means that everything comes back around. It's all going to repeat itself. So
right, it's just the same allegories that's been done time and time again. I want to see this guy make an Oddworld movie. I think he would do fucking great. Can you imagine that?
I'd pay $14 to see that in the theater.
But like,
hell
I think that
intellectual property. Let's go for it.
Anytime that
his own movie, then. Right?
Anytime that I have to fill in anything, I don't want to do that, because I can. If I want to write my own story, I can fucking do it. I'm trying to right now. I'm trying to write one for Ray's next book, but I can't fucking get past the writer's block,
Call Phil Tippett. He might help you out.
Are you angry, Dave?
No.
Broke his heart.
No. I'm not angry. We're having a conversation. I'm never angry. I'm never angry, man.
It seems like I crushed your heart.
Dave's like,
we're sitting there pretty broken-hearted looking.
That's why I wanted to do it backwards this time for this one specifically.
I want to pat you on the back, Dave. I want to just tell you it's going to be okay.
I didn't want to.
Fine.
Imagine
you guys
if I
are entitled to your opinion. That's fine.
Imagine how Dave would have
been. Do
you
really think I get mad at someone saying this thing?
No,
like,
but you look that way.
Imagine your
You look like someone kicked Walter.
Imagine your energy if I had dropped this review first and then you would have went last. You would have been an upset person, Dave.
No, it would have been defense mode.
I do really like that Shudder's doing this kind of stuff. Different weird stuff. But I gave this a 3. So that's just me, guys. That's just me. But
all right. Now I'm mad at you. I'm kidding.
But there's been movies that I've gave a 1 before and said that they needed to.
He was waiting to pull that one.
Dude, I cannot wait to tell my wife that fucking drop on the show, because I'm not kidding. We say that at least once a week in this house.
When I wrote it down, I forgot that it's a fucking Family Guy thing.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I can't.
I'm cutting out now. I'm getting cut out.
Wait, what?
It's just so funny. I love it. I'm sorry.
That's
a special
Godfather. Was he talking about Godfather?
He was talking about the Godfather.
Yeah. They're ready to drown, right?
I love the money pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the money pit. That is my answer.
That's right.
Yeah, that is my answer.
Okay. All right, it's time for trailer trash. John Paul.
Well, so I've got 3 fun choices. So I feel I may now have a pattern or a trend for you guys. So my first pick is a newer movie that I have, paid for the pay-per-view price to watch and enjoyed and forced my wife to watch, and she enjoyed it as well. It's called Guadalupe. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but the premise is a group of friends that you reunite for a nostalgic evening of fun and games. And, they drink a little too much and they're forced to play this fun, mischievous game. And they have to win it by sunrise or they'll die.
Oh, yeah. There we
go. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Or remind you.
All right.
It's game time, motherfucker.
What is Gatlock?
Gatlock.
There
That's
you go.
right.
See, I
Yeah.
mispronounced it already.
And all the rest can go to
Oh, I love that girl. She's from Umbrella Academy.
Oh, let's go. No one wants to say anything about that?
What does it say? Lying is forbidden, so drink a full beer.
Okay, there's a warning. One of the players must swim before sunrise or all will be forced to swim for eternity.
That's what it literally says on the box.
Lady, help us! Lady!
This isn't happening.
Ow!
Go to hell, Paul! Do me a favor. Roll a 6.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that don't look too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll
I
have to check
mean,
that out.
It's your typical Jumanji horror comedy.
I'm all
I
for that.
mean, it's
Mhm.
an
Like
hour
at
and
a-
20 minutes. It's a fun
It would,
ride.
go good with Beyond the Gate.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be a
Yeah.
good double feature.
yeah. Like I said, I couldn't believe how enjoyable it was. So I figured I'd give you guys a fun world with that. So my second fun pick, since I won't be around for the fun game. So can I tease your fun game, or has that been announced, Aaron?
My fun game.
Yeah. Didn't you say
Instead of trivia.
the
The thing
slasher
instead
thing?
of
Oh,
trivia.
we're just talking about our top 5
Yeah, instead of the John show.
slashers.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I misunderstood. I guess you said to pick a slasher movie
No,
that
top
doesn't
5
have a franchise,
non-franchise. Yeah.
non-franchise.
You didn't understand the assignment.
I guess
John Paul.
I mean, I can't spell
He said
English.
screen.
Yeah.
Listen,
I can't spell English.
I can't spell English or read or write. So I picked a movie that I really do enjoy that is a slasher movie. It was actually a movie before Scary Movie. Back in 1981, a serial killer goes around with heavy breathing, killing students in Lamb's High School. This is 1981's Student Body.
The one with Brad Pitt.
No,
No,
There's that breathing.
that's awesome.
I thought it was Dave.
Hello.
No, it's my dog.
Every horror film you've ever seen. You know me. First, I terrorize my victim by the telephone.
Oh my god.
Then I choose my murder weapon. A gun? Nah, too easy. A hatchet? Nah, I always use a hatchet. For this movie, I want something very frightening and deadly. Ah. Then I climb the stairs to surprise my victims. Why do they always live upstairs? This movie's a comedy, so killing's not so easy. Sugarless. The movie's called Student Bodies, so I picked the typical American high school.
This is Mr. Peters, old principal. Yes, Toby. All these years I've been secretly naked underneath my clothes.
The shop teacher, the guidance counselor, the janitor.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Sex education teacher.
This is totally unnecessary, ugly, and gets in the way.
Everybody's into sex.
Last night he gave me a hickey right here.
And your mother?
She also told me that sex was bad and dirty, but only with my father. With everyone else, she said it was great.
Wow.
How have I not seen this?
Yeah, I know, right?
I I'm into murder myself, and student bodies are gonna be
I
everywhere.
know it's streaming.
I believe Amazon Prime has it.
Bodies downfield, 15-yard penalty.
So it's like Scary Movie, but funny.
Yeah.
This was in back
I
in
love those
1981.
cuts too.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
It's totally a great slasher film because it's got all the tropes. It does the parody, but it like most slashers, you're trying to figure out who the killer is, and you won't figure it out, which is kind of funny.
The best part about that trailer is it came from a time when they didn't know how to make a trailer. Like they didn't even
Most
know
definitely.
what they were doing. They're like, we'll just put all this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe Shout Factory years ago released a Blu-ray, and yes, I do have it. So it's a fun watch. I would definitely suggest it. And then, I can't leave, you guys without giving you a fun trauma.
Oh Christ.
You could.
Thank you.
Really
and we love you. We love you for that.
There's nothing stopping you from.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already. It's kind of like Embedded, a newer movie.
Full Moon could happen sometimes.
Crazy one,
yeah.
maybe Full Moon.
Full Moon's my trauma, I believe. Like that's about the bottom of the barrel for me.
Well, I mean, I just love trauma so much, and this
I love trailers though, so I'm down for anything. Let's go.
I will tell you this one. I hadn't seen it. I just found the trailer, and then I watched it, and this is probably my new craziest trauma film yet. Slimed, a park ranger, a Bible salesman, and a slime conspiracy threatened to destroy the woods and the entire world. It's Slimed.
Oh, God.
His park has no visitors. His secretary has no clue. The IRS is on the verge, shutting him down for good.
They're shutting down the park, and this time it's good.
Was that dog in the trailer or was that Emmett?
No,
Emmett is nowhere near me.
That was Dave.
No, it's Walter.
Oh,
That's
Walter.
And
the surprise visitor.
Good morning.
Any last words, PP?
Together, we will take a journey into the heart of the Florida jungle. But what they find will be more horrifying than anything you.
That's awful.
Yeah, Jason, I'm with you. I'll never watch this. So.
I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, this
I
is
missed 30
bad.
seconds of this trailer.
This is so bad.
I don't know what just happened.
Wow.
Slimed.
Yeah, Jean-Paul, that was literally trailer trash right there.
Man,
I mean,
I like garbage too, and that is just wow. That's like the Easter Bunny movie we watched, Jason. Remember that shit?
God, yeah, I remember.
Well, cute little buggers or whatever.
I'm telling you, the end of this movie, the last 10 minutes, is just absolutely the most absurd thing I've ever watched, even for trauma. That I was just like, did this shit just happen? Did this shit just happen?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this shit just really happened.
Someday you'll have to tell me about it because I'll never watch that ever. So.
Oh no, Randy, I'm going to make you watch it sometime.
You don't get to do that anymore.
So you think? I will make you watch it, but there's more.
We'll pull your eyes back.
Yeah, we'll pull your rights.
So yeah, those are my fun trailers for Trailer Trash. Like I said, Student Body is definitely the shining moment. Again, it's a Paramount movie. It's in vein of Halloween, Friday the 13th, and other
it's
slashers.
a non-franchise.
And it's a non-franchise.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There are way too many of those, by the way, that are really good. I mean, I think we all struggled with that.
Yeah.
But, John Paul, we will see you next time.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for stopping in.
You guys have a great one.
Have a
You
good
too,
night,
buddy.
Take it easy, man. All right, let's get into this one.
Let's lighten it up a bit.
2017. This should be a lot less contentious.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? You know what, guys? I'm not
tense
mad.
in here.
I'm just disappointed.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's worse, dude.
Yeah, what were you disappointed about? We
I
gave
gave it a 10.
Our ratings
it a 10,
pushed it
so-
into that category that we,
I know.
we say
Except
Is
for
it
Ray.
approved?
Ray's got a pass.
if we had a certified fresh, that's what it would be certified as, but we don't.
Yeah, fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
All right, 2017. Dave made a maze. Summary for this film. The title.
No, I
character-
didn't.
You did. You should have tried. It looked like a lot of fun. The
I'd
title.
kill myself.
The title character of Dave Made a Maze is a guy who loves making things. He's also a guy who can't finish things. When the one project he finally manages to make progress on swallows him whole, his loved ones go on an adventure to try and pull him out. Directed by Bill Watterson, not the Calvin and Hobbes guy. That's what I thought. If you thought it was the Calvin and Hobbes guy like me, we're on the same page. This guy is just basically an actor, I think. Written by Bill Watterson and Stephen Sears. They both, weird note on their credits, they both provided voices for that game LA Noire. Have you
Oh,
ever?
that game's awesome.
I'm assuming that's where they met. If not, that's just the narrative I'm building for their relationship.
I bet they
building
kiss.
a narrative for their relationship.
Yeah, that's how they met. Jason, do you have any information?
Tagline: He thought of everything but a way out. Distributed by Gravitas Ventures, out on Blu-ray through them in 2017, and also it's a Region 2, but Arrow put this out in 2019.
Very, very, very cool. The movie shows you how you can do something visually and have a script. Guys, that's what I was saying. It's got like really good dialogue and a really good story. That's just as good.
You're gonna mess up
just as good. What am I gonna mess up?
You're gonna mess up the feeling of this one too.
Oh no!
keep taking jabs at the Mad Guy.
I do think it's a good comparison, but because they both do the artistic part of it really well.
Actually, it was a great double feature. I really.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I gotta give props to myself here. I'm gonna toot my own horn.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason.
Once
This
Dave
is your
picks
pick?
Mad God,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna start thinking. I'm gonna let someone else pick first. I'm gonna try to think of a good double feature.
That's a good one.
Very good one.
That's cool.
Like great cast in this movie. Nick Thune, if you're not familiar with him, he's just a great stand-up. He plays Dave in this. I recommend his album Thick Noon if you can find it. Check that out. Adam Bush is great in this too. I've never seen him in anything. He plays Dave's best friend. But he is evidently from the Mystery Files of Shelby Woo, whatever the fuck that is, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where he played Warren Mears for 16 episodes. Any Buffy fans? Any Buffy fans? I don't know.
So he doesn't have a career. Okay.
Yeah. He was in a lot of stuff, but I didn't recognize any of them. Those are the things I kind of have heard of. I heard of Mystery Files.
Where's that beard at?
I actually have that written down, John.
Where's that
beard?
Which is weird because I'd never seen him without a beard, honestly, in real life. Like bizarre. James Urbaniak plays Harry the Documentarian.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, he's Dr. Venture on the Venture Brothers. He also plays Robert Crumb on American Splendor, and he's in a lot of other shit. I recommend his Funny or Die sketch, Human Centipede Anonymous. You can take from that what you will.
I'm happy to say that my nightmares have become a little more manageable.
Steve, why don't you sit down and shut your fucking mouth?
You motherfucker! You shut the fuck up!
Hey, guys! Now, we talked about this hostility towards Steve last week. All three of you were captured by that crazy Austrian doctor, right?
I lost a year of my life, too.
Oh, you had it real bad in the front, didn't you, Steve?
Yeah, need I remind you, Steve, that every meal I ate for a year was your poo-poo. And every time I took a poo-poo, it was into Rob's toilet mouth!
Steve, the only way you'll know what we went through is if you, right now, eat a little bit of John's poop. John, please poop into a cup.
Yeah.
Also, you may recognize Stephanie Allen.
Talk about a Friday night.
If you you may recognize Stephanie Allen, who plays Bryn. She is in the television show One Mississippi. She's also in the sketch group Wild Horses with Lauren Lapkus, and she's married to Tig Notaro. So, yeah, may know her. And the guy that plays the Minotaur is a professional wrestler that some of you may know, named John Morrison. Has anyone heard of John Morrison?
Oh, so his chest was real?
Yeah,
In
he's
the
a real.
end?
Yeah, he's a real.
Man.
He was a real
I thought that was
absolute unit.
I thought that was prosthetic.
Yeah, but I just think this cast works really well. They bounce off of each other. They've clearly all like worked in improv and shit and know how to make these scenes work out really well. The maze itself reminds me of this place in Columbus that what's it called? Otherworld. Have you been there, Ray?
Outworld? Was it Outworld?
Otherworld.
Or Otherworld. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been there.
Yeah, it's just like a big, you could walk around there all day, but it would be a great place for a horror movie. There's just like weird art installations you walk through and shit.
Okay.
Just really trippy. You know, and I had said before, I'm not a big fan of puppets, but more so than Muppets. I thought that the puppet scenario in this worked out really well. It was like they were every room was like a dimension, you know, like a new reality. Properties were different. And evidently these rooms they could only have 2 rooms at a time. One was being built while the other one was being filmed in. And they were 4 hours in each one. Like that had to be crazy. Like building this shit up and then tearing it all down and rebuilding something new.
You knew I was going to call you out in the paper bag puppets. You knew. You knew.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't hate puppets. It's just I don't. The Muppets. I don't understand the
Muppet conversation.
The Muppets don't make sense to me. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
That's a separate podcast. That's a separate podcast.
I had a really great experience with this movie. I gave this a 10. And I think this is a horror movie. I think this is a different look at how to do one, you know, because you're getting all the essential things you would from any other horror movie. It's just done with yarn and blood, and there's, you know, yarn's blood and paper and all that shit. I highly recommend this. Jason?
Yeah, so adventure comedy is kind of where it's sitting. Silly storyline, but good. Like you kind of almost want to get into a childlike state of mind. I don't know. I would build forts out of pillows and blankets and maybe some cardboard boxes, but I don't know. It kind of took me back to those days. You got to kind of use your imagination with everything, but it's funny, smart, different, unique. It's entertaining. Has some legit good kills. That first kill where that thing slices her throat and then she just starts spraying, like, I lost it. I was laughing over it. Like, that was great. It really, if you again use your imagination, that's one of the best beheading scenes in any movie. Like that's up there with. That was a great beheading.
And whenever she becomes part of the maze later on or whatever, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. And
high
so
five.
we kind of touched on the Minotaur actually being a guy. I wish they would have done the Minotaur all paper, but I guess that was part of the storyline with him going into the vagina or whatever the hell that thing was.
We know what it was.
Yeah, the kills were good. I like how they portray their blood and their gore. It was different. It was fresh to see. Short run time. This one was easy to get through. Blew past like nothing. I wish it would have had more kills. Not saying that like it didn't have enough. It's just that they did them so well, and I enjoyed seeing them. I just wish they would have had more of them. I thought they were great the way they did their effects. Definitely worth your time. Like this one's streaming on Shudder as well. 7 out of 10. John?
All right, yeah. So I've been aware of this one since it came out, but I never got around to seeing it. So this was one of those, all right, I finally get, forced to watch it. And I'm really glad I did. This was a really fun one. Like I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh, this is a horror movie. I was like, okay, it starts out pretty light. It's probably going to get pretty dark. And then I saw the yarn and shit. And I was like, this is all right. I guess in genre, it's a horror movie, I guess.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
Barely. Yeah, it's a stretch. Like I would totally let Scarlett watch this. Like, like this, I wouldn't hold this back from kids. There's nothing naughty or they barely even, they swear a little bit, but
not more than me.
Yeah, right. Right. Like my daughter knows that. But I really liked how everything looked so good. I loved the forced perspective stuff, like the eyeball, the room with the coffee cups and the different sizes, and then they went and like did everything.
Oh yeah, that,
you know what I mean?
Stand in front of it.
Yeah, the perspective shit. Yeah.
Yes, I really loved all of that. Love the entire cast. Gordon, where's my beard at?
Where's that beard at?
The beard is on my face. Like that their shits was so funny. And Urbaniak from the Venture Brothers, James Urbaniak, that's it. It was hard not to hear a mix of the Monarch and Rusty, because it was like, oh man, holy shit, that's him. I don't recall really seeing him outside of voice acting.
It's so weird where people know him from, because I know him from podcasts. I never watched Venture Brothers, but he's all over he's all over different comedy podcasts, and he's also on Andy Daly's show Review. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Oh, it's a Comedy Central show, but yeah, he's all over the place, and so there's a lot of entry points on where you find James Urbaniak at.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but he was really funny. I loved him and his crew. Like the give a direction out for the eventual documentary. Just like, all right. He's like
that boom guy. The boom guy was so good.
He was so good. That dude was funny. The dude, the cameraman was funny. Like everything, they were all funny. I really liked it a lot. I love the lunch bag cardboard puppet scenes. Like
gotta love those puppets.
That shit cracked me up so bad. Like just and they even got the one dude
sucked in the tube.
Oh man, they got Gordon's eyes like so perfect. I was like, that's totally his puppet, like for sure. He was so, I really liked that a lot. I kind of thought that maybe when they, get out of the maze, like everything maybe didn't happen Labyrinth style, you know what I mean? I thought maybe that would happen, but that did not happen. Those people people died. Like holy shit, but where were their bodies? The Minotaur got out. Where were their bodies? They should have been in that pile. That would have been really messed up. Just a pile of bodies in the living room after all that's done.
That would have pushed it up into a different rating, I think, maybe. That's a very dark ending.
Yeah, right? Oh my god. Well, he does like just leave him with, you got to call the next of kin. He's like, yeah, totally. What?
That was my favorite line. I laughed so hard.
Yeah, totally.
Don't forget, you got to call the next of kin of all the people who died here today.
Yeah, you got it. Wait, what? Yeah, that was some funny shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. This was a fun flick. Dude, that creepy doll. I love that. High five.
Oh, yeah.
High five.
Bryn?
Hey! High five!
No, don't.
Dave, did you build a cardboard Bryn?
Hey! High five!
Hey, Bryn.
Thought you were dead.
No way. I'm fine. Where are we headed? What are we up to? Come over here and talk to me. High five.
Nowhere. We're just enjoying the maze.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me. Come over here and talk to me.
We're cool.
Yeah, we are. High five.
It's what people
I
do.
love
High five.
Yeah. It's like I loved all of that. That was I know.
Come here.
It was creepy.
Oh no!
and
Come here. Give me a high five.
Come here. A high five will make me remember. High five.
What's he say?
She was so
What's
funny.
he say? He's like, "Hey, do you want a high five?" Yeah, hey, high five.
Yeah. But
Oh,
I
God.
gave this one a 9. This was a real fun surprise. It was good. I'm glad I was finally forced to watch it. It's always been on my radar, but I always end up watching the same shit.
Yep. Same.
So good job, and definitely a good double feature.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 weird fantasy movies.
Yeah, dismal to a little funny. That's great.
Yeah. It's a palate cleanser for sure after Mad God.
Ray, where you at?
Well, yeah, Jason, thank you for this. I had never even heard of this movie, man. I watched the preview after you said this is what we were going to watch, and man, I was like, is this a horror movie? But yeah, it is, and it's so everybody touched on the special effects, but it's so gory in its own way. It's amazing though. It's beautiful. It's really cool, and I don't think I'd laughed this hard in a while too. So from like the minute she gets in her house, you did this all day, you know?
Yeah, I love that too, because I assumed like we were gonna have to watch this guy build something. It's gonna take forever. Really, it jumps right in. She opens the door and he's already stuck in the maze.
Yeah.
That was
come
really
out. I don't
good.
like talking to you in there. I wish I could. But
Totally.
yes. So it had a lot of really funny one-liners too. Where's that beard? You know, we've already talked about it. Like I said, I really thought the special effects, the paper mache use, I'd never seen anything like that before. The story was inventive and engaging. Every single character made me believe they were in this maze. It was so crazy to feel like Jason said, like this childlike wonder, like, oh man, here's what I would have done. It felt like I was a kid watching it, you know. Well crafted, original idea, very original idea. Great acting, like I said, and all the characters were compelling. I felt bad when some of them went down, you know. I'm like, oh, you know, like that sucks.
A lost comrade.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a great time watching this. I was unfortunately by myself, but I had a great time. I laughed through the whole thing. I would recommend this to everybody. I have been at my work telling people you should check this out if you've never heard of it. So I gave it a 9 out of 10 too. I think everybody should like Mad God. This should be on your radar. You should watch it at least once. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dave.
He hates it.
No, I don't.
He's still mad.
I'm not mad.
I just like to get you to say it.
I'm not mad. I'm not
Are you a mad
mad.
god?
You know
Are you a mad god?
You know what? I wish that Phil Tippett made a movie called Mad Dog, where he went through the 7 depths of hell through a dumpster, where he left his kids and his family and just drank malt liquor all day.
There we go.
And it's called Mad Dog.
He's drinking that.
Yeah.
That purple
The story of Mad Dog.
the
Purple
grape
drink.
ape.
Yeah.
That
would have
grape
been
ape.
so much better. Right?
All right, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I liked it because you know, everyone as children likes to make a fort. It's a standard like universal thing that like, you know, but it's so funny for adults to like make this massive fort, and that becomes the maze. I felt like it was more like especially when it started, I felt like it was more like an Apatow production, where there were like certain characters that were like playing off each other to do this thing. I like it definitely could have been funnier for sure, but like once they got in, the production design on everything is fantastic. Everything, like every shot just seems so intricate in the way that they like the way they built the cardboard. Like I'm specifically talking about like production design and art direction, but like it looked so cool once you were in there. It looked great, and the the cards aligned, and it looked cool. It looked cool. The movie looked great, especially with the budget that they had. And the documentary team was a really good addition. That was cool. They, you know, at least they all fed off each other. It was very like self-referential too, where they were like, we need a montage, and then they did a montage. You know, it wasn't trying to be too serious about itself. It seems surreal. My favorite line though is, at least he's not sucking a big veiny dick for Kickstarter money. And then one of them says, that's not how Kickstarter works. That fucking killed me.
Yeah.
That killed me. Like absolutely killed me. They had that scene that was like almost like the trash compactor in Star Wars, where like the door was open and they like saw the trash and had to deal with the trash. So they knew what they were doing. Like it was silly, it was supposed to be fun, but it was also like, I don't know, it was a good time. It was a really good time. The forced perspective stuff that they did, I know there was that tea room they had where that again, a great way to make things look a little wonky, just a little off. And again, the puppets. I don't think I need to say any more about the puppets. Yeah, it with the resources that they had, and like the kind of like weird cardboard tubes, and like the vast, like that production design on that movie was fantastic. And you can tell it wasn't cheap, even though it didn't cost much to do. I loved it. And it was almost like these like obviously working actors like, hey, let's make a movie, even though I'm sure they're established. But like, hey, you know, we have this amount of movie or this amount of money. We probably, you know, sold this to someone, and then they gave us X amount of money, and they fucking used it. And that was like really fantastic what they did. The Minotaur was fantastic. Like, it was just a really good through and through narrative. I liked it. I dig it. And I don't know who was the dude that looked like Adam Scott on Adderall.
His
like,
name
just,
was
like,
the best friend guy.
Yeah, he looked like cracked out Adam Scott.
His name's Adam Bush.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah.
So what'd you rate it, Dave?
Yeah. I'll give it an 8. Yeah, I had a good time with it.
Let's move into our top 5 non-franchise slashers. Did you?
Boy, are we gonna overlap?
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Anybody?
I'll go first.
I'll go.
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
Okay, I'll go.
You go.
Yeah, so I didn't even have these in any specific order, but just looking at them, number 5 would be House on Sorority Row.
Oh.
Number 4 would be Black Christmas.
Oh.
Number 3, I have The Prowler.
Damn.
And then really, these top three, like I love the Prowler has some of the best kills.
You're right.
Everything about the Prowler is good, but my top three, you could probably they probably change every day. But number 2, I have the Burning,
Yeah,
and number 1, I have my Bloody Valentine.
I only had one of yours.
Well, good.
The Burning.
Cool.
So we're not doing remakes, only sequels, or no sequels.
I would
no
say
remakes?
if it's a, what do you guys think? That's not technically a franchise. If it's one,
Yeah, I was
movie
gonna say. I
and then
thought you
it's
meant
remade.
franchise. So yeah. So
If it's one film and it's been remade,
Yeah,
I
didn't
did
even think about that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, all mine's originals, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that's
if it's something
What
that
you
has
got,
a
John?
franchise and there's a remake, I would say no. Like not Friday the 13th, the remake, or
right.
Right. That's still franchise. All right. So here's mine. Number 5, Deranged. Number 4, Slaughter High. Number 3, My Bloody Valentine. Number 2, The Burning. Number 1, Pieces.
Nice.
Cool.
Can I go?
Yeah, Ray, hit it.
My number 5 is High Tension from 2003.
Oh, nice.
Number 4 is Terror Train from 1980. Number 3 is Haunt from 2019.
Saw that one.
Number 2 is Hush, 2016. And number 1 would be Maniac, and I like both versions. Speaking of the remake, I like the 1980
Damn, I
and the
forgot that one.
2012.
Forgot about that one.
I guess we
Great.
didn't have a lot of overlap.
High Tension is one of my favorite movies of all time. High
Oh,
Tension
nice.
kicks so much ass.
Is it in your top 5 on this list? What's your list?
It was.
What's your top 5?
Mine aren't necessarily. I mean, I use slashers usually.
Okay, sure.
My number 5 is Hereditary.
Never even seen
which,
that.
yeah,
That's loose.
Ford,
That's definitely loose.
Dude, that's looser than a slots on Squidbillies.
That's
crazy.
very- I don't know what we're doing here.
That's a super nat. That does.
If anyone wants to roast me
Define a
tonight,
slasher.
Jesus,
Define a
so
define a
confused.
slasher.
He didn't understand the
it's
assignment
a
either.
spiritual slasher.
Okay, well, let's see what
Okay.
else
All
you
right,
got.
well then
Number
I'm not
4?
going to give you the rest of them then.
Number
Beetlejuice.
Aw. Terms of endearment.
Okay, all right.
Fucking
Come on,
Breakfast
David.
at Tiffany's.
Me, you, and Dupree.
Oh, that is scary.
No, Midnight Meat Train.
That's good.
Okay.
That's a good one. All right.
I have Creep by the Duplass brothers.
Yeah, actually, that would
yeah,
that
dude.
qualifies for sure. Yeah.
Well, there's a Creep too.
There's Creeps 1 and 2. Yeah.
There is Creep too.
So it's a franchise.
It's not a franchise.
Oh,
We'll
it's
let
not.
it go.
Yeah,
Two
it's not a
movies. Two
franchise.
movies isn't a franchise. You're right.
No.
Okay. Okay, I
Well,
can go
they're
with that.
It's
I
difficult.
don't fucking know because
It's
there's
better
only
than
two.
his number 5. pick.
There's only 2 Wolf Creeks. I was thinking Wolf Creek is.
I
really
almost
good.
put Wolf
But
Creek
it's a
down.
show,
Frank actually
too.
X'd it out because I was like, oh,
Does
no,
a
there's
show? If there was one movie and a
Nah.
TV show,
Two
would that be-
movies, and 3 seasons of a show. That's a fucking franchise.
Yeah, that's franchise.
There's 3 seasons
Yeah.
of that
Yeah.
show.
I'm
Yeah,
only
I
on
think
season
so.
1, but yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's franchise.
I'm pretty sure there's at least 2. Let's say that. I know of
Right.
2.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
was-
there's at
All right,
least 2.
fine. All right.
What was your last ones there?
What,
Dave?
Dave?
My last one was We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Oh, I've never seen that one either.
Is that the one about the
Uh,
kid that does the school shooting?
No.
Yeah, it is.
He's with
it's
he
an
shoots
Ezra-
with an arrow or something, right?
Well, no, I could say kids, I guess. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I guess kids would be one. But no, We Need to Talk About Kevin is an Ezra Miller movie. It's really fucked up. I suggest you all see it and then feel very sad later.
Then we'll talk about Kevin.
Yeah.
My top 5. I only overlapped with The Burning. That's number 5. April Fool's Day. That's a slasher, right? Like technically.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Slaughterhouse, Berserker, the fucking Viking bear.
Oh yeah,
section.
that's in your top 5.
Oh yeah, I love it, man.
Wow.
Well, that's one of my favorite reviews.
I like it too.
That we've. It's a movie that has not only a combined sex and death scene, like they go back and forth. Like it's so weird. It's so weird, and there's that. Just the cast. I don't need to go into it. Watch our review. I think you missed that review. It was just me, John, and somebody.
It was my
else.
pick, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't even get
I
to talk about
remember
it.
that.
Yeah, you were getting
I
laid.
remember that.
Yeah, he was getting laid.
You were getting laid.
That was for sure. You said I got some tequila tonight.
Yeah, my wife wanted to drink. That's all I said.
That's all right. We're not gonna speculate, but my number one was Intruder.
Ooh,
it's a very fun movie.
Cool.
Now we're gonna get into some show and tell here in a minute, but I got our 5-word reviews from TikTok. Reanimator was this month. So we got Texan Mason says horrendously cheesy, but a must watch. And he put a little hyphen in must watch. I think that's kind of cheating, but Wolf said the severed head did what? Jay Sizemore Poetry said inventive, grisly, hilarious, dark, superb. Marv Cow said severed head, sexy times, scarred. Zan Trace said good old fashioned Lovecraftian horror. Creep. Ah man, I can't read it. Creep. Everybody's got these damn names. It's CR. You tell me what it is. CR
Banker.
CR33 PISKRIP. What?
I don't.
Creepy skip.
He says Combs was born for this. Tattoo Travels says not to die for, so must not have liked it. Also, that's 4 words. Impact Zach says cat is dead, details later. Judd Magoo says
details later.
Dan needs to man up. So there you go there.
All right.
And now on to show and tell. Who's got things? Who's got stuffs?
I got something new.
There he goes.
See it.
I got the pinhead. Finally.
I got that one. He's
I
cool.
remember John. I was like,
yeah, he's
I've been
cool.
looking for it ever since you told me about it. And I finally found it at Target of all places.
That's where I found mine too.
I also didn't know if I had already said this or not because I couldn't remember, but I got the original classic monsters on.
Oh yeah, baby!
And it's amazing. It's fun times with this too. So those are the 2 things.
Nice. Who's up next?
I got bloody variant of Ash.
Yeah, I've got that
Evil
one.
Dead 2. Yeah, I bitched you. I got the regular one for Father's Day, and I opened him up and stuff, and he's got he's probably the most articulate of them all, really. All his limbs move like in a normal way, like old Star Wars style, you know, and his arms twist a little bit. So he's pretty articulate for something like the Pinhead's basically a statue that can vote.
Can he change his hands out?
No. Chainsaw's on there.
Okay.
Yeah, just the chain.
That's all I
chainsaw's on
need.
there.
Just got the chainsaw option.
And he comes with the shotgun and a holster and all that cool stuff.
Oh, that's all I need.
Jason, you have
But that's
anything?
it.
Yeah, I got some stuff. So my birthday just was passed. My kids got me
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
Trivial
Yeah,
Pursuit
buddy.
horror movie edition.
I bet that's hard as shit.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
can't wait to play. I would not play this game with John, but anybody else can come over and play with me.
I have the one. I got the one that's just that came out first. It's just the wedge with the cards. It's like a
I've
wedge
never played-
case
I've never
with
played
the
Trivial
cards.
Pursuit in my life.
The regular
Really?
game is very hard. Like
Oh
it's-
yeah, the regular
it's-
one's super hard.
So I don't know if that, and I had a SNL one that no one else could
not
ever
cra-
play with me. I was the only
Yes.
person that could play the SNL one because no one else read the fucking book and watched the show like I did. So it was like, yeah, John Lovitz used to do this and that and the other thing. And like, who knows about him? You know, or like, I don't know. There's not enough.
I got a few movies in too. Go Into Pieces.
Cool.
Like I haven't seen these are all blind buys, by the way. So I believe this is like a mockumentary, like about slashers.
Okay. I thought so. Yeah.
Arrow Release, Hell High, or Raging Fury.
Nice.
Just watch that.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I just watched that. We'll put something on TikTok for that. And then someone asked it might have been you, Frank. Someone asked a question on the group page about like top 5 movies you think people should see or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And our good friend Josh Palmer only mentioned one. But I went and checked out the trailer, and I've never seen this movie before, but the trailer looks good.
Yeah.
Monster Dog. No, it looked
buddy.
good.
That's Alice Cooper, right?
And this next one, the last one's talked about a lot. Lots of people like this movie. I know Randy's mentioned a few times he likes it. X.
Yeah, it's great.
So listen. Oh, there you got too.
Yep.
I mean, I got there's enough people that I respect their opinion that like it.
Dude,
I'm just saying,
it's split right down the middle.
So I had to pick it up. Anyone that's a fan of slashers, I'm gonna have to watch a new one that comes out.
I can't wait till you watch it because I'd like to hear your opinion on it. I really didn't enjoy it. So
yeah.
Well,
that's all I got.
I can go next. I posted a little series on TikTok that was like music for horror fans. So I went through my records to see what I had, like just for recommendations. So you got the old Demons soundtrack here. Now I've brought this up before. It came with a poster. I don't know. I don't think it's colored or anything. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, it's green. But I recommend that if you don't know Claudio Simonetti from Goblin. Then we got the sword here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I think this album works out if you like horror movies and science fiction and stuff. It's just a masterpiece for like stoner
I love
rock
Night.
type
Was
shit.
it Night City?
Night City.
Is that what it's called on there? Night City.
Yeah, Night City.
That song fucking rocks.
It's great.
That song's great.
Then we got Goblin. You can't go wrong with him. Goblin's greatest hits, volume 1.
There it is.
Yeah, this was I waited for record store day for this one. So it was, it's red.
Walter loves it.
So it's like blood, it's like blood red.
Nice.
Oh wow.
How much did that set you back?
$24, I think.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad at all, actually.
No, it's not like a big expensive little
Set.
number, but this one was a little more. This is Hudson Mohawk. This is like vaporwave type stuff. Really cool. It's a double album thing, but if you like movie scores and stuff like that, check it out because it's that 80s style shit that we all like. Now this is death metal kind of Jungle Rot. I don't know if you can see that art, but this is easier to access than most death metal. It's kind of more along the lines of hardcore or something like that, but they're all talking about war and stuff, and it's kind of, I just think it works for anybody that likes horror. Gunship. This is like the best album in the world, I think.
It's amazing.
I mean, it really is. And this is 4 records here if you pick it up, and it comes with like a cool sticker and a digital download. Henry, I got the Henry soundtrack when we watched it.
Wow.
It is really, it's got some really weird
good.
It's got some really weird shit on it, but it's got some really good stuff on it too. It's this is a
Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Yeah, this is a see-through blood splattered double disc.
That vinyl looks sweet.
Yeah.
It does.
And I got a couple more here that just Cradle of Filth, I think they're great.
Nice.
If you like, this isn't an album this is just
What'd
about.
you do? Went on a scratch off or what?
What do you mean? No, I've had these in my collection for a long time.
Oh, I thought
I didn't buy these all at once.
Like,
I just haven't. I've never talked about them. I don't pull them out.
Okay. All right.
But this album's about Elizabeth Bathory, and like it's like they're all concept albums. But if you like Nightbreed, they have an album called Midian that is about Nightbreed, basically.
That's cool.
Is your singer any better?
No, he still sounds like a witch. And if you don't like black metal, avoid it. I mean, I don't go listen to that fucking Kate Bush song again.
I will over and over again.
This is the Midnight here, and they're another like 80s style soundtrack type band. Just love it. And then last but not least,
oh man,
I
that's
mean,
a great
this was a record store day. I think this cost me like $10 or something like that. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have.
That's a good one.
Dave, do you have anything or want to plug
Nope.
anything or
No, do I have any plugs? No, not today. No.
not today?
No.
I got something I want to plug real quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just real quick. I got this. My wife got me this shirt that was printed locally. I wanted to share her Facebook page with everyone. It's called, let me get there. It is called Shell's Creative Corner. Shell's is CHELLE''S. Check her out on Facebook. Place an order too. This is some pretty high quality stuff. It's feels really good for being printed at home. So
yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna wash off when you wash it.
no way. It's not like one of those cheap iron-ons. She's got, like I said, she's got one of those like big money Cricut machines. You know, that also presses it onto the shirt as well as cuts the pattern or whatever they do.
It must print everything, because my wife has
Yeah.
a Cricut and all hers does is cuts out vinyl. Like it can cut out vinyl and you can iron it on and stuff. But that looks like a whole different setup, like industrial size or whatever.
It must be. I don't know, but this shirt so nice.
Yeah, check
I
it
love
out.
it a lot.
But,
Check them out.
We'll have another episode coming up very soon. It's going to be our horror historian Elliot's going to be coming in. Dave joined me for that last time. We talked about
I'll be
Frankenstein.
on for this one.
We're going to be talking about Dracula, and then Lisa wanted to talk about unintentional horror, which I've been posting a lot of clips up and getting. We got a list compiled from TikTok. People kept asking for us to talk about different things, so that is going to be an interesting discussion, and we've got 25 topics to discuss, including Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Puff the Magic Dragon, Pete's Dragon, Neverending Story, Ketchup Vampires, The Electric Grandmother. There's a lot of stuff.
The Electric Grandmother.
I started posting stuff up and people were like, this reminds me of this and this reminds me of this, and oh my god, that was so traumatic. So if you're not following us on TikTok, check it out, because we got shit happening and people are involved very much with what we're going to be talking about next time. So
cool.
Yeah, thanks for checking us out. Have a good night, fellas.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for
Night,
checking
guys.
us out.
See you guys.
Later.
See you guys.
Peace.